there's been so many that I've watched growing up. Levante David was always one of my biggest guys I looked up watching, and then obviously my brother. Him playing was pretty cool, so I've looked up to him quite a bit.
Last question: what's family mean to you?
Mm-hmm.
Close.
Mm-hmm.
You can play close. They can see you. What does that mean to you?
It means a lot. My family is really important to me. They're always there when I need them, so it means a lot that they're close to me.
Isaac, do you like your overall rating in the game?
Yeah, 85 is not bad. Hopefully it goes up here during the season.
What's the one attribute you'd like to see increase?
Oh, I think my worst one was maybe what was it? Kick return or something like that. I mean, I know I'm not going to be back there, but at least throw me a bone. Like, it's crazy. But
Isaac, going back to that family question, you went to fifth in 2020.
mm-hmm.
Talk about Jordan and stuff like that a while back. But why is it so important to attest that family message to the new faces that are coming into this program, the Nebraska program that emulates?
Yeah. No, Coach Rule he's big on family. Making the team a family, and not even just the team, but the coaches and everybody around us, just bringing everybody together so we're close. We all eat together. We all try to get to know each other. So that's a big emphasis for Coach Rule. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, he's pretty busy, moving here and stuff like that. But no, we've talked quite a bit. We're gonna get along just fine, me and him, and I look forward to working with him. Yeah. No, he's super experienced. You look at his resume. He's been to so many places and done such a good job. He brings a lot to the table. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, if anything, it's just grown us closer as teammates, There's a lot of young guys in that group, so I feel for them. A lot of guys recruited by Coach Cooper. But, they've stuck with us. They're putting their head down and grinding, so it's been good.
I've been asking everybody about the media day fits. Can you describe this style for us?
Yeah, so I got this suit from a friend of mine, Trey Foster. He works over at State and Liberty. He's customized it, put some ends on the inside for me. He did a great job making it. So.
Thank you, appreciate it. Isaac, how do you feel about the newness of the conference now?
Mm-hmm.
What weekends might be like and what travel might be like? How much have
Yeah.
your teammates discussed all of that?
Yeah, I mean, we haven't talked about it a whole lot, but I was just telling Ty, it is different seeing those teams here, Oregon and USC and UCLA. It's cool. It creates more opportunities for us to play great teams at a high level and just prove ourselves even more.
Do you have any memories of watching those schools growing up and now
Yeah.
maybe playing against
Yeah,
them?
watching. I went to that 2014, I think, Oregon-Nebraska game. I mean, that was electric. But yeah, I'm excited.
How far are you think you've come along in year two, the Tony White system of 3-3-5?
Yeah, I think I've come a long way from where I was 4 years ago. And I can't wait to build on top of it. Now I know the system like the back of my hand, and I could just build on what I did last year. It means the world. I mean, like I said, growing up in Nebraska, I watched a lot of people come through the university and earn that black shirt, and it's always been a dream of mine, so it means everything to me. Yeah, that's my main goal for everything. Since I've been here, it's to get Nebraska back to the place where everybody respected them. So that's ultimately my goal, and if that's what we're going to get done. Honestly, my IQ has gotten so much better in the 5 years that I've been here. Just being able to know the offense, knowing what's coming has been big for me. Yeah, no, we got a close group. We got our first 5 guys were all old, experienced, and then we got a bunch of younger guys, So it's been a teaching moment for us old guys, have to teach these young guys and get them ready to go. So we're a close group. I've been saying golf, and I'd have to work at it a lot to be able to do that. But golf would be the sport I would pick just because I like it. He might say he is, but I don't think his game says that. So we'll see. With one club, my driver, just like the rest of humanity. But yeah.
You mentioned system real quick. That system is Tony's 3-3-5 going into the second half. And a big thing that sticks out with that 3-3-5 is that you really, especially the second half, there's so much of an athlete.
Yeah.
The guy in the secondary is.
Yeah.
How have you grown as just not just someone as a safety, as an athlete when Tony brought it over from Syracuse to now?
Yeah, I think I've really used all of my abilities at the position I'm at, right? I get to play in the backfield. I get to play in the post and play man-to-man, and then I also get to come down in the box, and which I think I've always done pretty well, right? And then I just get to put it all together. It's like a multi-tool knife, I can do a lot of things.
How much has communications been a thing you guys have worked on, sort of figuring out who's going to wear the green dot, kind of just the mechanics of some groups going to get sideline signals?
Yeah, it's pretty new for us still. We're still figuring things out. We wore it in the spring and used it a little bit here and there to kind of experiment with it, and we'll probably figure it out here soon. Yeah. Yeah. Tommy is a great athlete. Even better dude. I've seen him grow a lot as a person in his time here in Nebraska, and it's exciting to see where he's at right now. He's worked his butt off all summer, so I think it's going to be a big year for him to build off of last year.
What advice has past grades, say like Will Compton, what have they kind of given to the senior class, especially with the urgency to win now? What's that kind of been like?
I've talked to a few here and there. I've grown up and got to know quite a few guys that played a part of the defense, but they've always got our back. They've always supported us through everything. Like Jason Peter and Jay Foreman, former Black Shirts, and they're always giving us tips and what it means to be a Black Shirt and just helping us along the way.
Has Sue come back? Have you had a chance to?
I have not talked to Sue. No, I would like to. I've always looked up to him.
And just with what Rule's done, obviously he's Big 12 experience, all this experience turning programs around. How have the young guys kind of responded to just, pretty much the standard that the seniors weren't laid out?
Yeah.
This season?
Yeah, I think they've responded in a great way. They bought in right away. It's not an easy thing to do to come here to Nebraska and go through what we go through in the offseason. We make it hard for a reason. We make it so guys see, okay, this is what kind of work we're going to put in for the type of season we want to have.
I think a lot of people were surprised on July 5th. What was your reaction? How can you help that process?
It stinks, obviously, to lose a coach, right? But it's a business at the end of the day. Stuff happens. You lose a coach, and it's the next guy up. Coach White's still here. The defense is still here. He's still got the same guys. We're just going to go to work.
What was the reaction? What did you see from your teammates, particularly in your room?
Yeah, I know us older guys got together and just talked about it. We're like, hey, man, you got to keep going. It is what it is. You can't control it. That's part of the stuff we can't control, right? Just do what we can every day and just keep going.
No step backward?
No, I don't think so.
For somebody who's never been to Nebraska, especially you got new Pac-12 schools coming in, what would be like the top places you would tell them to go to, food-wise?
Just go to the Haymarket. Go down to the Haymarket. Go to the rail yard. There's a bunch of food down there. I can't name specifics, but that's where everything's at. Just go down to the Haymarket.
Isaac, in that coaching conversation, what have been your initial impressions, Coach Butler? Had a chance.
Yeah, they've all been great. talk to him a little bit here and there and just what we want to get done. And his football IQ is so high and stuff. He comes in, doesn't skip a beat, knows exactly what we're talking about and our terminology. He's going to be great for us. He's super talented.
As that older guy in the secondary, has a knowledge of what this defense wants to do,
Mm-hmm.
you see yourself as an asset for him as he tries to. That's a short period of time.
Yeah.
No matter how smart he is, to try to learn everything that goes into Tony's
Yeah.
defense.
Yep.
Beginning.
Yeah, no doubt. I'll obviously do the best I can to help him, learn the stuff we've been doing in the back end and our tools and all that kind of stuff.
Evan Cooper had a sort of a hard line approach to coaching. He
Mm-hmm.
told me that he wasn't big on compliments.
Mm-hmm.
His style, he said some guys it was hard to get used to. What's Butler like in that regard?
I don't think he's far off. He's pretty business, down to business. He's a no BS kind of guy.
How do you
I get along with that well. That's kind of who I am as a person, so we get along.
strike me that?
Yeah.
When it comes to the Big Ten and just the travel schedule that's thrown into this thing, you guys are a West Coast team in the Big Ten.
Mm-hmm.
This past
Yeah.
year from out West. How does being in the middle of America actually give you guys an advantage when it comes to traveling, knowing that you're not Rutgers or Maryland?
Yeah.
West?
Yeah, it helps. It's not too different for us. We're still going west, still going east. Those Rutgers night games sucked as much as these LA games will suck. So
How confident are you in Big Red showing up to the Coliseum for the night of the start?
it'll be fun. I'm sure a lot of fans will get down there. It'll be cool to see all the red.
Isaac, what have you thought about your player rating?
Oh, it's great. I'll stick with it. Hopefully it goes up during the season.
Isaac, I talked with Ben and Kai about this. In this era of college football, where it's instant gratification, high turnover and everything, Coach Rule talks about family and that this commitment that he seeks for players that come into Big Red as you're not just here for the 4 years in the education, you're here for life.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean to you, being a Nebraska, coming towards the end of your time
Mm-hmm.
on the field?
Yeah, you can, like you mentioned, the family atmosphere, right? Like, for me, growing up in Nebraska, family is very big to us. So for Coach Rule to preach that at Nebraska is big, and it fits right in with who we are as Nebraskans and who we are as a state. And I think that's why we don't have that high turnover rate that you're talking about, and that's happening all over college football because guys like it here. They like the family atmosphere. They can all get on the train of what we want to do.
Quick follow-up. If you have a teammate that's on the fence, how would you, through all your experience, kind of convey to them that see the bigger picture?
Honestly, listen, I'm always going to support that person in whatever they do, right? They can make whatever decision they want, but the grass is not always greener, right? And I think you can have all kinds of opportunities at Nebraska.
Thank you, Isaac.
Yep.
You guys were 11th nationally in total defense. There's a lot of 9 returning starters.
Mm-hmm.
Big expectations. What are your expectations for this team?
I'm not going to put like numbers on things, right? But obviously, turnovers, need more of those, better third down efficiency, and then just stopping the run.
How did you feel about the way the defense played last year?
I was very happy about how we played, but there are still those games here and there where we didn't play well. So we got to fix that.
Hey, you guys, Coach talked quite a bit about, he's been asked a lot here about how you fix minus 17 turnovers. Part of that,
Mhm.
people look at the offense, they turn
Yeah.
31 times, but
Yeah.
they also look at the defense and say, hey, we've got to generate more turnovers.
Yeah.
So what goes into, your preparation to be able to generate turnovers? How do you prepare?
It's just a bigger focus off the field, I think. You speak it into existence almost, and then as well as taking it to practice. You're punching at a ball any chance you get. You're knowing the offense super well, so you know what their reads are, right? Like, that's how you get interceptions. You know the other team. But it's just, for me, it's speaking it into existence and just knowing we're going to get it done.
Is that somewhat easier to do in the second year of a defensive system?
Mhm.
Where you know the calls,
Yeah.
you probably know the scheme
Yeah.
much better than
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, the less time you spend learning a defense or having to know the defense, the more you can spend on knowing the offense, how you're going to get the ball back.
One more thing. You're talking about how the grass isn't always greener. You can't always convince a teammate to do something if you want them to do it, if they don't want to do it.
Yep.
You had some things to say in the Chasing 3 doc that came out about Tommy. And,
Yeah.
It was clear that he had some struggles.
Yeah.
And, maybe doesn't end up in this place if he didn't have good people around him. What did you do to kind of help him through, and what do you see in him that makes you proud?
With Tommy, like I said in that documentary, it's just knowing that we want him here, knowing we want these guys here because we're going to help them and we're going to be there for them in whatever they do. And for like Tommy, I'm proud of the way he took that. He didn't take it and say, screw you guys, I'm out of here. He took it as okay, these guys care about me, right? And he changed his ways, and you can tell.
What do you expect on the field from him this year?
Big things. He's going to be a big impact player, just like he was last year.
You guys have UCLA come to town,
Mm-hmm.
then you head to USC. Do you think you can name any similarities between Los Angeles, California, and Lincoln, Nebraska?
No, gosh, no. They might be in for a culture shock. Yeah.
Here in the 3-3-5, just curious, compared to say playing like a straightforward 3-3-4, is it more difficult? Is it more fun? Is it a combination?
I think it's more fun, just more freedom. More freedom to do how you feel and just use, like I said earlier, to use my abilities to play well. Yeah, right. Yeah.
What about other positions? I mean, just bigger picture.
Mm-hmm.
Like if your brother who asks you about that, kind of the hallmarks, what makes it go?
It's chaos, in my opinion. It's blitzing guys from everywhere. Tons of stunts up front, just messing everything up, so it's harder on the offense.
Hey, Isaac. Rule talked a lot about how the offense is going to get better in part because of the receivers.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody probably knows those receivers at this point better than you do because you've had to cover them in practice. What have you seen from Jamal Banks and Isaiah Neyor in the short time they've been here? What do you think of them as players?
Yeah, they're great and they're smart. Very smart players. They can go up and they can get it too. Long, lengthy. They run good routes. And then you got guys like Ja'Cory Barnes and Jay Lloyd who are going to take the top off. That are freaking fast and can move.
What did you, the first time Barney, because he was a freshman, the first time he did that, what was your impression of him when he just went down the field?
I was like, I better freaking get running in the post.
And then how did you see maybe Malachi and Jalen grow? Because they were pressed into action and had to get better in a hurry. How much better do you think they got?
Yeah, a lot, experience-wise, right? Like they got to taste it firsthand, and now they know what it's like, and now I think they can run with that.
And then I wanted to ask you about Dylan.
Yeah.
I mean, you can talk about all three of the quarterbacks, but specifically Dylan. When he throws the ball, is he getting it in spots where maybe guys previous hadn't? What do you think of him as a thrower and as just an overall quarterback?
Yeah, no, I think he's come in as a freshman and he's earned the respect of the guys on the team, right? He's super composed and he's smart in the pocket. He's been great so far. I'm going to be excited to see what he could do this year.
How did he earn your respect?
Oh, he came in and he worked just as hard as everybody else. He's in there long hours watching film, spends a lot of time in the building trying to get better.
Is there anything at any point what he was doing that surprised you? I mean, he's a kid.
Yeah, honestly, it was right off the bat. He's identifying the defense. For some quarterbacks, our defense is not easy to pick out blitzers and do all that stuff because we're moving around so much. And he came in and he picked it up pretty quick.
He's obviously, everybody knows he's been around football all his life. Grew up in an NFL family.
Yep.
So kind of has an advantage in that sense as a freshman where he maybe knows he's getting advice.
Yeah.
Knows what he's supposed to do. Did you see that play out at all this summer? Like stuff he was doing with, I know you weren't there, like stuff he was doing with his receivers, or just maybe some resources
Yeah.
he might have at his disposal
Yeah.
that aren't necessarily there for most 18-year-olds?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, like his uncle being there is big for him, right? Like he's got his uncle to lean on. But I mean, I don't know. There's nothing crazy other than the fact that he's willing to put the work in early, right? Like he's getting up and going and throwing with the receivers early on in the day, and he's just, I don't know, he's been doing a great job.
Are there direct benefits that you feel you get from having a brother who's going into his 6th year in the NFL?
Yeah, no doubt. I learned a lot of tips on the field, but off the field too. You know, seeing how to compose myself and mentally, and just knowing what it takes to get to the league.
He says that you have a much harder edge than
Yeah.
he wishes he had a harder edge. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, he's a lot nicer than I am, and I'm a little meaner. I got my dad's side, he got my mom's.
What's your favorite thing about the new football building you guys are doing?
You know, there's a lot of great things. I'm gonna love the walkthrough room we got. We haven't been able to use it much, but from what I can hear, it's gonna be pretty sweet. So,
Have you used it at all yet?
like once or twice, not to its fullest. Yeah, I mean, it's cool, right? But eventually, we're gonna be able to put like formations up on the screen, you know, as if I'm in the game from my point of view, which is gonna be really cool.
Is there an aspect of it you guys have been using the recovery areas for a
Yeah,
while, but
yeah.
is there anything that you're looking forward to that you haven't been able to use yet?
I haven't used the float tanks yet. I've heard they're pretty sweet. I gotta use those.
Back to Butler when you find out he's going to be your new coach. Did you start looking at his past? Did you do some research?
Yeah, I did. Just kind of looking at his resume and where he's been and what he's done. And it didn't surprise me. He's been a coach for a long time, and he's been a great coach.
Did Ty, when he made that decision to return at like the season, did that affect your decision at all?
Yeah, no doubt. You know, knowing he was willing to come back for another year and put in all that work and play, it definitely impacted my decision.
Did he talk to you about it?
Yeah. I mean, he told me when he did it, and I was like, oh. I was kind of surprised by it a little bit, but at the same time, I wasn't.
Can you share a Ty Robinson story or two? I mean, you guys have been on the same team for a long time now. What's he all about? What's something that kind of stands out about who he is?
Yeah, he's a real nice off the field guy, and then he gets in there and we're doing 9-on-7 or something, and he turns into a mean son of a gun.
How close were you to jump?
I was close, just because I was feeling the college. I was kind of wanted to see if I could move on and go, but I don't know. That wouldn't have satisfied me.
What do you mean? What swayed you back this way?
I don't know. I just didn't feel done. Like, you know, I felt like I had unfinished business. So, yeah, that's what brought me back. Yeah. 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 Well, I don't like putting a cap on something. You know, you hear all these people talking 7-0 and then they got their last 5. Why not all of them? You know, I don't want to put numbers on things. I just want to focus on winning each game, you know?
How does the team, I guess, kind of do that step-by-step process to have a better season than last year?
It's just knowing that we can do it. You know, knowing that we can win every game. Yep.
You talk about kind of coming back, and that's kind of the theme with this whole crew.
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys reflect on that, even just being here together in the last day or so?
Yeah, a little bit. It's cool because none of us did it last year, so it's like we come back for another year, we get to do it, and it's been fun.
What do you learn when you've been around this long, the 5th year, 6th year for some guys? Like, what are some like cheats or hacks?
Oh, I don't know. I've learned so much in my 5 years. I've been through a lot of coaches. I've been through a lot of lifting programs. I've been through a lot of things, so there's a lot of things I can name off. I don't know. I don't have anything specific.
Not the hard side. I know. You do the cross training, very key part of your regimen there, but he's specifically a guy who's had a lot of time to see. What do you think it takes for a guy like that to move it all over and just jump in?
Yeah, no, he's a special player. He can play them all. It's not even a problem with him. He's a smart dude. He can figure it out. He has no problem doing it either.
I just had one fun one for you. Deadpool or Wolverine?
Deadpool. I don't know. I like his personality better, even though Wolverine's kind of my personality. A little meaner.
How does it feel when you came into Nebraska? Don't know if you were, but to fans you were Luke's brother.
Mm-hmm.
So now you've kind of solidified
Yeah.
yourself. You've
Yeah.
left your legacy. Just talk a little bit about what that's been like.
Yeah, I've never had a problem with that. People compare me to my brother. That's, it's kind of cool more than anything. So I don't know. I'm just making my own name by doing my own thing. It's not a big deal.
Is that part of what made you want to come back? Is to just further
Yeah.
solidify that?
Yeah, for sure.
And then we've seen a lot of the players as fans. We get to watch you guys go to other athletic events this offseason. Which has been your favorite to go to?
Athletic event. So I was at the Purdue game when we beat them basketball. That was fun. I didn't. I decided to stay out of that. But no, that was awesome. And then I went through a couple of basketball games, big wins, but it was so fun to watch them play. Yeah. It was fun.
I don't know if you saw this year, Northwestern's getting a chance to play at Wrigley Field.
Yeah, I did see that.
Is there a stadium that, it could be a football stadium or non-football stadium that you think would be really cool to get a chance to play in one day?
Oh gosh, I don't know. There's a lot of cool stadiums. Maybe, I don't know. The Rose Bowl would be cool just because it's tradition. It'd be cool. Yeah.
Thank you.
You mentioned just briefly the offseason part was hard for a reason, right? What do you think, not just Coach King, but all the different strength coaches? What's the level of detail that they get in?
Yeah, no, it's high. You got to be on your game every day. It translates to football. Being detailed in what we do in our lifts and our runs and all that stuff. Good. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Isaac.
Yeah, thank you.